today, we are going to start to break down the mechanics of back bending, and we're going to begin with Baby Cobra, which is a great way to start to strengthen your upper back, to start to lengthen your spine, and to start to get you prepped for some of those deeper back bends that are coming a little later in the game. So, let's get started. Okay, so to do Cobra, we're actually going to begin in a Sphinx pose. So you're going to slide yourself all the way forward onto your belly and just bring your forearms down to the ground and kind of let your chest lift up here. It's a nice little, I don't know, it's like a chill pose, right? It makes me feel like I'm watching TV or something. So we start by just getting the body used to moving, the upper body moving in this different direction than what it's used to, right? It naturally kind of wants to curl forward, so we're lifting. Press down through those forearms. And then we're going to lengthen the lower spine and activate the legs first. So you're going to pick up your right foot and reach it way back towards the back of the mat, and then set it down. And then pick up your left foot and reach it way back to the back of the mat, and then set it down. And then you're going to come out of this little Sphinx pose and lower yourself down to the ground. So you can send your elbows out to one side and just bring your forehead down to the floor. So now your spine is as long as it can possibly be naturally, right? Your legs are reaching far away from you. The crown of your head is moving forward. You're going to walk the hands back so that more or less your elbows stack underneath your wrists. This is challenging at first if you're in a tighter body, so if you need to move the arms a little bit further forward, that's fine. But just know you're working in the direction of finding a nice stack. And then bring your forehead to the floor. Feel that maximum length. And then you're going to press down through the palms, through all 10 fingers, especially that little pad between the thumb and forefinger. And you're going to use that downward press to just start to peel the chest up. And then exhale, release it, and let it go. So we'll start with a little bit of flow, just to get your upper spine used to moving in this opposite direction. Press down through the palms, peel the chest up, hug the elbows in. Exhale, release. And then this time you're going to press down through the palms, hug those elbows in. Lift the chest, and now we hold it here, right, in this little back bend. So let your gaze be forward, like right down at the front of your mat. So you're not crunching through the neck, but you're not collapsing through it either. It's even, so you've got one long line in your spine. And then notice if you're feeling this a lot in your low back, can you reach those toes back and hug those hips in so that it's really like you're propelling your chest forward. And then maybe float the hands for a second for a little added bonus of upper back strengthening. And then release, and maybe turn your head to one side and release the arms out. So that's the first step of your little Baby Cobra. Give yourself a moment to kind of settle. And then we'll look at some of the more specifics. Bring your forehead back to the mat. Bring your hands back into that position. I call this chaturanga position. Elbows hug in. If your wrists can get close to stacking under your elbows, they will, but you move in a way that makes sense for your body. So before you lift yourself up, notice if you're shrugging your shoulders around your ears, now that you're used to what the shape looks like when you come into it. Can you soften those shoulders down away from your ears and imagine the back of your neck getting very, very long? Press down through the palms and keep those shoulders drawing down the back as you lift your chest. And pause in this little Baby Cobra. And it can be tempting to let the back of the neck release. See if you can resist that urge and keep lengthening it forward. Really press down into the palms, and then you might find that you lift yourself up a little higher. Doesn't have to be a little higher or a lot higher. If you've got a sensitive back or this is really challenging, keep it low and think long. And then exhale, release. Turn your cheek to the other side. and then come back to center. So again, even if we're lifting high, you're really thinking about being as long as you possibly can be in your spine. So hug those elbows in, press those palms down, and then we're going to move a little bit further forward. So as you press the palms down, imagine you could drag them to the back of the mat, and that propels your chest forward. Those shoulder blades come down the back of your neck is long. This may be enough. If that's good for you, you stay here. Maybe you press down through the palms and lift the chest a little higher. If you want to straighten through those arms, you're going to press down through the tops of the feet and hug the hips in and lift yourself all the way up into upward facing dog. So it's a big back bend, inner thighs roll up, outer hips hug in, resist the urge to collapse the neck, keep it long. And then if you're in that up dog, lower the knees down to the ground, bend your elbow tips, and release. And then lift yourself onto all fours. Shift your hips back and into that child's pose, just to give your spine a little release in the opposite direction. And then roll yourself all the way up to seated. And that's your Cobra Pose. It can be practiced in context of a flow. We use it a lot in Vinyasa classes. It can also be practiced on your own if you just need a little bit of opening through that upper chest. And then you got a little preview of upward facing dog here. We're going to break that down, it's the component parts, and get real nerdy about it in a future video. So stay tuned. And if you want to see that later video, subscribe to the channel, hit that little bell so you can be notified when it lands. Give this video a thumbs up and ask any questions in the comments section. And I think that's all the business. I'll see you guys next time. Have a great day.